we've got the blazer on because it is a huge video today. We're welcoming home Ben Foster. Before we get into it, all I want to say is please, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. We're trying to hit 14,000 subscribers tonight, so if you are new watching this, get down there, subscribe for all the best Wrexham AFC content on YouTube, and let's get talking about the re-signing of Ben Foster. What a mental day it's been so far. And whilst I'm recording this, we've just signed Malik Dykesteal, I think that's how you say it, from Middlesbrough. So welcome to the club. He will play in the reserves. And yeah, welcome to the club. 21 years of age, so he's got a lot of potential. And who knows, you might see him sign on a permanent transfer if he does well in the reserves. So yeah, let's get into the video. You've read the title right. The unthinkable has happened. We've wished for this signing for, I would say, months now, maybe over a year. We've wanted Ben Foster to re-sign for the Reds for a long time. It's been our wish, and our wish has been granted. Ben Foster has re-signed for Wrexham AFC on a short-term deal until the end of the year. He will be here for the final 8 games of the season, maybe more if we do have to go through the playoffs. But like I said, what a signing this is. Even if it's on a short-term deal, it is still an absolutely incredible signing for non-league. Like I said, there were talks of us going in for a new goalkeeper. Obviously, once Lainton did get that injury, for me, I wasn't expecting us to go in for one. I think Parkinson had full faith in Mark Howard and then the backup being Rory Watson. But like Foster said on his podcast, he got the call earlier on this week from Parkinson asking if he wanted to sign for the Reds, and he said yes. He will be in contention to start on Saturday against York. Obviously, a lot of people have been talking about whether he's going to be fit or not for the game, but he does his cycling most days. He says he goes to the gym. He's been keeping up with a bit of football. So, I mean, he's only been out of the game since like last September, August. So we are expecting him to be a little bit fit. He's not going to be completely fully unfit. It's not like he hasn't kicked a ball in 2 or 3 years. It's only been a matter of maybe 9 or 10 months. If you didn't know already, Ben Foster did spend a 3-month loan at Wrexham AFC back in 2005 from Stoke City, where in that short period of time, he did actually win the LDV Vans Trophy against Southend United at the Millennium Stadium before his big move to Manchester United. That was the game where he got his big move and where his career sort of kick-started. Obviously, once he got to Man United, he just continued to play at the highest level up until last summer, where he did finish his career after playing 26 games in the 21-22 season with unfortunately relegated Watford. That 100% had a factor to play in Foster coming to the Reds. The fact that he's been at Wrexham before, the fact that he said he owes the fans for his previous stay and he wants to be part of this team to get promotion back to the Football League. That's all he said on his podcast. That is why he's here. He wants to help the team get them over the line back to the Football League. He understands the club. He understands that the club needs to be back in the Football League, and he totally understands the club's stay in the National League must come to an end soon. This is a goalkeeper that has had offers since his retirement from the likes of Newcastle United, the chance to play in the Carabao Cup final, which he rejected. Tottenham Hotspur as a backup keeper, he rejected. A move to the MLS, which he rejected. Atalanta United, to be precise. And he had loads of other offers, according to his co-podcast host, from a couple of Premier League teams. So it just shows the demand to sign Ben Foster since his retirement has been incredibly high, and the fact that he's chosen to come to National League Wrexham to finish off his career once and for all just blows my mind, and I could not believe it when I saw we'd announced him. Obviously, I've made a whole video dedicated to Ben Foster in the past, why I said he should sign for Wrexham FC. I said in that video it would be unrealistic if we signed him. I had no hope that we would be able to sign him, and now look, we're sat here 9 months on from that video talking about how Ben Foster has signed for Wrexham for the final 8 games of the season. Like, being a Wrexham fan right now could not get any crazier. Obviously, this signing probably would never have happened if Rob Lainton wouldn't have sustained his injury away at Bromley. Obviously, we do not wish injuries upon any players, but some could say it's a blessing in disguise for Foster to come in. Some could say this signing would never have happened if Lainton wouldn't have come in, and for that, I agree. If Lainton would have still been fit, Foster would probably have still been doing his football filling his podcast and wouldn't have got the ring from Wrexham AFC manager Phil Parkinson. A lot of people are saying it's unfair on Mark Howard that he's most likely going to be dropped after being possibly one of the best goalkeepers in the Division 4 clean sheet record for save record, but I think at this point in the season we've seen Howard, he's made a couple of mistakes which are notable and that some could say have cost us a couple of points this year. And to bring Foster in, who has experience in the Premier League, he played 26 times in the Premier League last year, is vital for us, and I'm glad that he has taken up this opportunity to come and play for us, and he's looking forward to knuckling down and getting that promotion back to the Football League. And if we didn't need any more certainty, we have been told by the man himself, Ben Foster, on his recent video, linked in the description down below, where he talks everything about his new move to Wrexham AFC. He said he's been keeping fit and he feels like he is fit enough to come into the starting 11 should he be called upon. For me, I definitely believe that he will be starting against York City. I can already imagine the reception he will get once he runs down to the tech end. The noise is going to be incredible, seeing him back in a Wrexham AFC shirt. If you just said this sentence to me last year when he was playing in the Premier League against the likes of Cristiano Ronaldo, I don't know what I'd have said. And that's just another point. Don't let age deceive you. A lot of people are probably thinking, maybe new fans are thinking, 39 years of age, what's all the hype about this signing? Ben Foster has been at the highest level, one of the best keepers, and some people are saying he should have got an England call-up last season. He's been keeping in great form considering he's only getting older as well, which I think is incredible, and you don't see many goalkeepers happen. Most goalkeepers would have retired by now, probably at the age of 35, but he's still going. He was still going last season consistently in the Premier League for Watford, and it was only recently last summer that he did decide to hang up his boots. But obviously that has changed because he has come to the mighty Reds. Also, Foster did say on his podcast that I don't need too much money. To be honest, the negotiations took about 5 minutes on the Zoom call with Phil Parkinson. It's literally peanuts. The part for me is getting the team over the line and then getting promoted, which I think are incredible words to hear from a player that's just played in the Premier League last season, and it just shows that he fully understands where the club wants to go, the project that is going on at the club. He obviously is not asking for stupid amounts of money that some people would ask for if they wanted to sign for Wrexham FC, which I think is really, really good from Ben. And obviously we do know that Ben Foster does have his own YouTube channel, so me and Ben possibly collabing and interview in the future. If he's watching this, it would be incredible to interview you before you leave Wrexham, probably at the end of the season. But like I said, two things we have in common, who knows, our paths might cross someday. And also as well, we might see the GoPro back in the goal. Imagine Ben Foster running down to the tech end with his GoPro on, filming the fans. Oh my, I actually cannot believe it. The signing alone is absolutely crazy, and like I said, I haven't had time to get my head around it. I don't think it will ever sink in. People might be saying, oh, it's only for 8 games. It doesn't matter. We've managed to get a Premier League goalkeeper from last year to come back to play for us, which for me is absolutely incredible. I think this is the best that a signing has ever gone down at Wrexham FC. The comments on Twitter, Instagram, everywhere, you name it, are all positive, and it's good that he's got such a good welcoming back to the club, and I'm sure he'll embrace it at his short stay at the club. And like I said, fingers crossed he can put in a couple of big performances in the final few games to help us get back up to the Football League. Obviously, I think this is a great move for Foster. Alone from the football side, I think it's also good for his media side of things. Obviously, Wrexham have built an incredible fan base over the past year from the docuseries Welcome to Wrexham, so there's going to be tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of people going over to his podcast, giving it a listen, supporting him. And then obviously you've got the two main people, Ryan and Rob, which I think we can sort of expect to see on a Fozcast episode soon. So it's good for his media side of things to help him grow, etc. Talk about the club on podcasts. And then obviously it'll give Wrexham a bit more exposure as well. I believe they've gained 8,000 or 9,000 new followers on Instagram from his signing, because obviously Foster's caught the hearts of every football fan across the pyramid out there from his matchday vlogs at Watford, so they've continued to support him in whatever he's done. And then obviously he's moved to Wrexham. All those people that are supporting him have come over to Wrexham and given him a bit of love for his new club. We finished talking about possibly the biggest signing of my lifetime at Wrexham FC, Ben Foster returning to the club in our late promotion push in the National League in the 22-23 season. This will be a signing that goes down in history of Wrexham AFC, and I'm sure I can speak on behalf of nearly every Wrexham fan that I am delighted to see Ben Foster back. It is incredible to see him donning the Wrexham shirt again, 18 years on from that famous LDV Vans trophy final winning side. He last put on a Wrexham shirt before I was born, so that is absolutely crazy. It's sort of come round in a full circle, so all I can say is welcome to Wrexham, Ben Foster, yet again. If you ever fancies coming on the channel for an interview, I'd be more than down for that. But like I said, focus is definitely on the football. Once you got promoted, who knows what happens then? You never know. You actually never know. As we've seen in the last few days, I wouldn't be surprised if in 2 months' time I'm start interviewing him. It would just be crazy, and I can only dream of it. And also, he did confirm on his podcast that Rob and Ryan will be at the York City game. I think this sort of makes sense because they said they're coming to the women's game on a Sunday, so it would only make sense that he comes for the weekend doubleheader for Wrexham Women's and Wrexham Men's. So we'll be expecting to see hopefully a Foster debut and Rob and Ryan there, and hopefully 3 points in front of a large racecourse crowd. I'm not going to get too confident yet, but touch wood, we can make it an incredible weekend by getting 2 wins for the women's and the men's. So if you did enjoy today's video, make sure to get down there, drop a like. Let's see how many likes we can get for Ben Foster. Make sure to subscribe. We're hoping to hit 14k tonight. That is the goal. Let's see if we can do it. And I'll see you guys on Saturday for the matchday vlog. Up the town, welcome to Wrexham, Ben Foster.